Tony Charles, the British Isles champion, is perhaps one of the smoothest, one of the fastest competitors I've ever seen in action. He's had a great amateur background and has a tremendous array of holds that he uses on opponents. So we're going to see Tony Charles, the British Isles champion, in action against a man who outweighs him, but Tony Charles is much, much faster. I think you're going to enjoy this match between the British Isles champion Tony Charles and Big Jim Brooks.
Tony Charles, the British Isles champion in the black trunks, going up against Big Jim Brooks now. Charles giving away some weight here, but extremely fast, a very, very agile man. Brooks complaining to the referee, but there was obviously nothing wrong with the method in which Tony Charles took him to the canvas. Tony Charles in the peak of physical condition. You can see the obvious shape that he's in. Great muscle conformation. Charles moving around the ring, moving very lightly on his feet. He has an amazing capacity to throw an opponent and maintain a hold at the same time. We might see an example of this in a moment or two. Wristlock and Brooks trying to maintain his feet, trying to maintain his balance. Referee checking Charles briefly, however, apparently found nothing amiss at this point. Charles continuing to apply pressure and leverage. And again, this time the referee, thinking that Charles may have been pulling his hair, caused the break. Charles did not argue about it, went ahead and broke. Look at the speed with which this man moves. And again, Tony Charles now has Big Jim Brooks in trouble. The man who's a cousin of Dick Murdoch's, Brooks. Tony Charles dropping those shoes on him now, and the referee once again warning Charles. Charles moved back to the other side of the ring. Brooks coming in a little slowly, favoring that leg. Watch Tony Charles, good stance, watching his man carefully, moves in. And again, moves quick as lightning. Has Brooks on the canvas now, keeping him tied up. Tony Charles is yet to be defeated since arriving in Florida after successfully defending his British Isles championship twice, and on a very obviously triumphant tour throughout the United States. He is from Wales, actually. He's a Welshman. Brooks trying to make those ropes now, trying to get to that ring rope if he can. Tony Charles has him back on the canvas now. Referee checking once again. Tony Charles keeps him on the canvas. Jim Brooks trying to break free. Let's see here. Brooks regaining his feet at this juncture of the match. Tony Charles catching him under the arm and on the side of the neck. Once again, Brooks tries for those ropes. This time he makes it. The referee will be forced to call for the break. He does. A good, clean break by Tony Charles. Tony Charles, watching his man, moves very, very swiftly. Good leg dive. Dropped under those arms very quickly, in for a leg dive. Now coming across the upper thigh. Now watch Brooks. There's Charles, and you see he was dumped, but he maintained a hold, rolling up on a form of a cradle, and a fine victory for the British Isles champion, Tony Charles.